news earlier, so we're a bit late coming into the live. So sorry about that. I hope you're still waiting for us. So I hope you're all well and having a fantastic week. I'm really excited to be here today because I have a special guest, my special guest, Sam Stones, who is also one of my clients who is smashing her goals. And we're going to be chatting to Sam in just a moment. So make sure if you're on live with us, make sure that you come and say hi. Drop us an emoji in the comments and let us know that you are here with us live. Also, I'd like to try something here. If you want us to see your comments, because we're streaming through, we automatically show us your comments. Of course, I can't find you on the laptop. But I think in the post I have put a little link to Restream. It says chat.restream.io/FB. If you click on that, that will allow you to it will allow us to see your comments in Restream. So yes, come and say hi. And thank you all so much for being part of this group. I know there's a lot of groups on Facebook. I'm in quite a few of them. So I do appreciate you all being here. And we're really, really, really close to 1,000 members in this group. So when we reach 1,000, keep an eye out on the group because I think I'm going to be doing a giveaway when we get to 1,000. We're on 965 members. So we're only 35 members and we've reached 1,000. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway when we reach 1,000. So again, if you're on with us live, or even if you're watching the replay, tell us what you're doing while you're watching this. What are you up to? I know as women, we love to multitask. So maybe you're already cooking dinner, or maybe you've even got your feet up. Just let us know what you're up to. So if you're new to this group, except for the weeks that I host a webinar, which is usually once a month, I do go live in this group on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. UK or usually 12 p.m. EST, but I think with the clock change, I think it's about 1 p.m. I think we're only 4 hours ahead at the moment until our clocks change next weekend. So yes, I do go live every Tuesday, 5 p.m. UK for this Money Up Alchemy class. Although this month I'm not actually hosting a webinar because I am working on some content for a 5-day challenge, which I'm hoping to run in April. So I'm really excited about this. It's something new, and I would love it if some of you was to join me on the challenge when it's ready to launch next month. So keep watching this space. So in this weekly class, I deliver training on different topics such as self-care, marketing, my favorite topics, of course, money and money mindset, money habits, your money blocks, and pricing strategies, and other things that will help you make more money and create a better work-life balance. So also, if you'd like to catch up on any of the previous classes that I've recorded, they are located in the guides, which was previously called units in Facebook. And last week, I actually got myself organized and I sorted out all the videos and put them into guides. And sorted out the topics and everything, so they're nice and organized. So go and have a look in the guys. Loads of videos there for you to catch up on if you haven't already. So if this is the first time that you've joined me, I'm Jenny McCabe, and I empower women to take action by helping them let go of anxiety and perfectionism so they can stop undercharging and confidently raise their fees to charge their worth. And in the meantime, creating more time freedom. And because money can be really emotional, especially when you don't have enough of it, I focus on how women think and feel about money by helping them release money blocks and overcoming self-sabotaging behaviors. And this is so that they can transform their relationship with money and be free of undercharging and over-delivering. And as someone who's been in business myself for more than 15 years, coming up to 16 years, I spent the first 14 years of my business life undercharging and undervaluing myself. So I'm really passionate about helping other women overcome this so that they can build successful businesses. I'm also the host of the Work-Life Balance Secrets Facebook group, if I can get that out today, and the owner of Jenny McCabe coaching as well. So I offer one-to-one and group coaching. My group coaching program is a 90-day program in the Money Alchemy. I really can't speak today. Which is a 90-day group program, which is specifically designed to for people to overcome their money blocks, identify limiting beliefs and self-sabotaging behaviors, to rewire your subconscious mind to create a new and empowering money mindset. So if you are interested in working with me, just drop me a message. We can have a virtual cuppa and a chat about your vision and your goals about your business. And if there is a particular topic that you'd like me to cover on this class, then please, please, please come forward. Let me know what your challenges are, and I can hopefully deliver a training based on that topic. And as you can see, I love having guests on. So if you would like to come on the live, if you're a coach, a consultant, or a trainer, and you'd like to come on as my guest, then please reach out to me. So today I would like to welcome Sam Stones as my guest. Sam is actually one of my clients, and we've been working together since about November time, isn't it? So Sam, welcome. Thank you for being patient sitting there.
No problem, Jenny.
Really excited to have you on today. Can you just introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do?
Yes, of course. Hi, Jenny. Thank you ever so much for having me today. And hello, everybody. Yes, I'm Sam Stones. I live in Wakefield, West Yorkshire, and I run a web design agency. And I went full-time in the business in February after building it up alongside a full-time job for a couple of years steadily away. I started working with Jenny in the November after attending one of your money mindset webinars, completely resonating with everything Jenny was saying about undercharging and over delivering, which we all we tend to do. We don't just undercharge and under deliver, do we? We always over deliver.
Yeah,
and
it's such a massive thing.
And we had initially had an April target date for me to go full-time in the business when we first started talking. And before I knew it, I went back to work after Christmas and handed in my notice a good 4 months before planned, thanks to the work that we'd put in. And especially around the money mindset. I couldn't have done it without that, which is why I agreed to come on and talk about my story with Jenny today, because it's testament to the work we've been doing together.
And it's testament to the work that you put in too, though, Sam, because it is having that awareness and wanting things to change. It's wanting things to change at the end of the day. So what were the main problems, or let's say challenges, that you were facing prior to us working together? So what is it that you wanted to achieve or you were excited about when we started coaching together?
Well, one thing I've never had a problem with is that vision. And I always had such a strong vision of what I wanted to achieve in 2, 3, 5, 10 years time. It's something that we spoke passionately about at the very beginning, but getting there was another story. So the challenges that I was having was massively undercharging, to the point of I was securing the clients. My conversion rate was fantastic. Clients I was speaking to all wanted to work with me. no doubt, because I was massively undercharging for my value. And to ease capacity, I was having to outsource some work, and it got to the point where websites that I was building was costing me money. I was ended up paying from my own pocket for local businesses to have websites because I was undercharging that much, far too many favors for far too many people. And I kept justifying it that, you know, I'm starting out, I'm building up my portfolio, but it really was my block with my own perceived value. I was projecting onto my pricing things like, I'm not experienced enough, what if I can't deliver, doubting my own ability. And I could feel fear creep in during that conversation over the phone with a potential client. When it came to, I knew I had to quote my price, and I'd be having that battle in my brain, and I'd be saying in my own head, oh, they're not going to pay that. They're not going to be able to, really expensive. And that's projecting my own, you know, money blocks on my perceived value of what I was offering before I'd even said, you know, quoted a price. So I would then suddenly just blurt out this ridiculously low price. And of course I won the business because, you know, I just snapped my hand off, like, absolutely, that kind of price. But then I was looking at existing business websites built by reputable designers for local businesses, and I was comparing them to my sites and knowing that what I was building was just as good, if not, you know, better than what was getting churned out at much, much higher prices. And slowly that started building my confidence that I didn't have an inferior product. I didn't have an inferior price. I didn't have an inferior product or service. It was purely what I was charging was the only problem and block.
I think what I've say to my clients is, don't climb into somebody else's purse and decide what they can or can't afford. You know, you do have to stand in your power, don't you, and know that you what you're charging you're absolutely worth that kind of money, isn't it?
Self-worth and self-belief. If you don't believe in yourself, then nobody else will.
No, nobody else will. So true. I mean, it's as I say, I've been in business many years, and I have spent a lot of it undercharging myself, you know, and I just thought one day, no, I can't carry on like this. I'm going to, you know, when you start beginning to resent your clients, that's when you know something's got to change. So what do you think is the biggest thing that you've learned? You know, what have you found most valuable since working together?
There is so much. There is so much, but certainly how to reframe negative thoughts about money, understanding when this conditioning started. You know, we went right back to understanding why did I have these blocks about money, and the fact that I was projecting those blocks onto my own loved ones. I can't count the number of times I must have said to my son throughout the years, who's now 19, I can't afford it, it's too expensive. And I've learned that me saying those things is giving him his own money blocks potentially about money in the future. So, you know, so me working on this now, I can help reframe those thoughts for my own children. And I didn't realize the impact of what I was saying. And these things that we're saying to ourselves massively impacting us by, you know, what these voices in our head. And I've now learned that I've a very different voice in my head when it comes to money. This is like a muscle that has to be trained. It doesn't happen overnight. But with practice, it becomes your way of thinking. And it's habit building. But I do see it as you know, a muscle. I think we've thought negatively for so long. You know, it is hard work to switch it to positive. But once you do that, you form that. You realize, I think it's because you realize the benefit of doing it. You feel so much better, and if you suddenly see results from attracting this abundance mindset to you, that you continue
Yeah.
You know that it's working, so you
Yeah.
continue to think that way, and you hear yourself saying things, and you
Yourself.
You catch yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive thing, and it's always going to be the first time you say these new affirmations or new beliefs, that like we've discussed it, they might not feel true at the time that you're saying it, but obviously repetition of your new beliefs and your new affirmations and statements, they are going to start pushing out those old beliefs as well. So I mean, of course, as you've learned as well, that your money blocks have come from your childhood and your parents' money blocks, and then we project our money blocks onto our children as well. So it's the first step is always awareness. As I keep saying, it's always awareness, and once you have those awareness, you've got the power to help not only yourself but your family as well, and of course your community, Sam.
Yes, which is something I'm really passionate about, having a local business, and I work with local business owners. So all right. It's okay. But I mean, that's kind of the way of thinking, and practically what I've loved learning with you is how to value my worth. So overcoming those blocks, and then exactly what do you do next, and having that next step to value my worth, and accepting that there's no ceiling on my potential to earn, that I don't have to kill myself working 70 hours a week to earn it either. So we've started with a desired goal, and I learned how to work backwards to establish what I should be charging for my expertise and services, and not charging for my time, but charging for the value I bring. My favourite mantra that you taught me, Jenny, was my premium prices are reassuring for my clients. I think that always sticks with me, because my clients want the best, and they are instructing the best person to do your job. So I think having understanding your worth, but then really having a tool of how to work out what to charge. You're no longer sticking that finger in the air and plucking a number, and I think that helps give you confidence when you know there's a system around how you charge for for the work that you do. You're no longer feeling that you're just charging anything. You get some structure around it. I think that helps, having a bit of a process.
I think that was a real game changer, wasn't it? That was a real.
I think it was a massive breakthrough for me.
Understanding what your value was, isn't it? So. That was definitely, I think for you, that was quite a big breakthrough. And what other successes have you celebrated while we've been coaching together?
Well, I think after 16 months of wanting to rebrand and not being able to articulate what my business was and who I was and who I wanted to work with and who I wanted to attract, all of a sudden, again, another light bulb moment, a big breakthrough, was doing the brilliance statements and the branding piece with you, Jenny. So after we overcame kind of the money blocks and establishing, what I should be charging, it was then, well, who are these premium clients who will pay my premium prices, and who is it that that I should be helping, and who would want to work with me, and attracting them. Just naturally, without it being hard work.
Yeah. So, Sam, when we first started working together, what was your average turnover?
My average turnover on a monthly basis about £1,500.
Okay. And
on a monthly basis, working part kind of part time, if you like, alongside another job. And then, so in February, when I went full time, in that first month, I secured over £7,000, nearly £8,000 in that first month, from kind of going all in, working on, and it was still only 3 clients. It wasn't all of a sudden winning a lot of business. It was 3 clients, because I was charging correctly.
Yeah.
I smashed that goal that I set for myself.
Yeah. smashed your 5K goal so much earlier than April as well, wasn't it? So
yeah.
And you briefly talked about the branding with archetypes there that I know you really enjoyed that piece, didn't you? So what did that, having done the branding with archetypes, what do you think really worked for you, or what did you enjoy about that piece the most?
Before doing that, I know we've talked at length that I had, you get marketing advice about niching down or finding a niche, or finding your ideal client, and I had a vision of the client that I wanted to attract, but I was finding that I was having to force myself to be who I thought I should be in order to attract that person. So when I was finding a tone of voice and looking at my branding, and it didn't come natural, which is why it took me, it was 16 months where I still hadn't had it nailed, and I was kind of messing about with it, to be honest. As soon as I did the branding by archetypes and we understood exactly what was driving me and what my brand personality was, as soon as we did that, it was another breakthrough of, well, this is how I be myself. You know that I hate the word being authentic, simply because in the past I've never understood when people say be authentic. I never understood what that was. Well, what is the authentic me? Yeah. The branding by archetypes, I still don't particularly use the word, but the branding with archetypes taught me exactly how to be myself and who I was and what the personality and brand was. So now I have a tone of voice which is completely myself. I have an ideal audience that just is aligned with my brand and my values, absolutely, without forcing myself to put myself or be somebody I'm not, just to appeal to a target market. I've heard it so many times about aligning yourself with the brand and everything falls into place and it comes naturally. And I struggled with that. I really, really struggled. But doing the branding with archetypes, it did suddenly all fall into place, because I think for the first time I really understood who I was as a business person. I know I am as a mum and a parent and a wife and as in an employee, but who am I when it comes to my business, and what do I want my business to be a stand for? As soon as we, and it was hard work. It's not that it was, it takes, some grinding of a few hours of figuring this stuff out. But once you have, you step into this person.
Definitely.
And it's suddenly so much more enjoyable, because you know exactly what you say when you do your social media posts, how you do your marketing, what you need to put on your website, how you speak to people. You're just you, and you realize that actually you don't need to be anything other than that, because people will choose to work with you because of those values. You don't need to change or mark itself in any other way. You are you are the business, and you are unique. Absolutely.
You found that I think that the branding with archetypes really does help you find what makes you unique.
Yes. Yeah.
In comparison to obviously to your competitors, and what it is about your archetypes that's going to attract people to you, because we talked about it the other day. You kind of wanted, tell us about clients that you initially thought you wanted to work with.
Yeah, I wanted to work with very, very creative types who were they were very unique in their own way. So what we now know as I'd explain them as kind of edgy, so tattooists, barbers, really cool brands who stand out and looking for somebody to help them stand out, very much artists. Rule breakers who don't conform to the rules. Now we know it, and now I know in the branding by archetypes, they're probably the very maverick type of archetype. And when I did the piece, they were the complete opposite end of the scale to me. You know, I'm not a rule breaker. And it's because I admire these people, and I admire their style, and I admire, you know, the music they listen to and the clothes they wear. But it doesn't mean that I'm aligned to attract them into my business, and that it's right to try and build a brand that would attract very, you know, unique brands like that.
Yeah.
But what I've learned is that I can still attract artists who are unique, but by being myself. I don't have to actually change myself to mirror them.
Yeah.
I still have qualities that would attract
them.
Yeah. to work with me.
Yeah. So that was a massive shift, wasn't it? You were before trying to be a brand to attract them rather than be yourself.
Yeah.
To be able to attract your ideal client, wasn't it? And I think that was a massive breakthrough for you, wasn't it? It was almost like a relief.
It was, yeah, it was, because I always found avatar work, and when people say, "Oh, describe your ICA, describe your avatar, describe your ideal client," I always found that piece very, very hard, and it's because I was going against my grain.
Yeah,
I was swimming upstream instead of going with my flow. And then as soon as I actually my brand archetypes are magician and humanitarian, they bring magic to an experience, which completely aligned with what my values and what I want to create remarkable experiences. Everything that I had aligned with these archetypes. So I could just, like I said, take a deep breath, sigh of relief, and go, like the humanitarian would with my clients, I'm okay just the way I am. I don't need to change for anybody. If I am myself, I will still attract my ideal audience. And the clients that I'm now working with, completely aligned. Completely aligned with. I love every single client that I work with, and like I said, I'm now attracting and getting a lot of people recommending and referring to me who've worked with me. And I think it's because I'm unapologetically myself and know what I now bring to the table.
That's a massive thing, isn't it? And it helps. I think the branding with archetypes also helps with that, I suppose, with imposter syndrome as well, when you don't feel aligned with your own brand, or with your, like when you're creating your personal brand, if you don't understand your characteristics and your qualities, you might feel that a little bit imposter syndrome coming through. But say when you get that alignment with your brand, then that's when I feel that can, I think we are always going to feel a little bit of imposter syndrome. I think most people do, but it definitely brings your personality to the forefront using the branding with archetypes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Those statements that kind of at the beginning, when I was saying what was going through my head, well, I'm not experienced enough. What if I can't deliver? Doubting my own ability. That is definitely the imposter syndrome there. But I think with imposter syndrome, a lot of the time we're just operating outside of our comfort zone. But that's how we
grow.
So it's we all feel that at time, and actually if we feel that, it's actually a really good thing, because you're pushing yourself, and you're always challenging yourself like that, and you're always growing. Then it's not being afraid of that feeling, not letting it be a fear, but actually embracing that.
Embracing that discomfort. There's a difference between fear and having that discomfort. If you have that discomfort in the pit of your belly, a little bit of discomfort, it just means that you're growing. But obviously fear can debilitate you, and that's a different obviously that's a different thing going on there. So the last question then, what has changed for you in your life, in your business? Why has coaching been a great decision for you?
I don't think if I hadn't have worked on these money blocks, the branding with archetypes, my pricing and my worth, I still don't think I'd have been ready. At what point would I have been ready to transition to the business full time? Because I was at capacity because I wasn't charging enough. I was getting busier and busier. I was having to outsource a lot of the work. There's still not earning enough money to transition away from my full-time job and run the business full-time. And so I'm now doing absolutely what I love to do, what I've been trying to do for two years, and finally living that that business. And it's just, I think the whole family has changed our outlook on. We're now completely in control of what we earn. If we want to treat ourselves with something, a nice holiday, something in the house, a nice garden, what we're going to be working on, you go, okay, well, this is what I need to do to achieve that. There's no longer a ceiling on your earning potential. And coaching is starting from the inside out. It's starting with those thoughts and having somebody to work through them. And I think the one-to-one coaching has made the difference for me, that we've worked through every step together, and we've hashed it out, and we've discussed it and worked through it, rather than just providing me with workbooks that I've worked through. So by having live coaching, whether it be group coaching or one-to-one, but having you there to as a guide through it, it has been invaluable. Absolutely invaluable. I think I would still be working. I'd still be working a job, and even when I made the transition, I think it would be a struggle all the time. I'd feel like this business is extremely hard work, but it's not joy. I'm enjoying every moment of it. I'm not worrying about money. My outlook on debt and money, my whole money mindset has changed. But it's not something that you still work on it. I think that's the thing. It's still something that you work on those positive thoughts all the time. And
definitely. I think it's, as I say, having that awareness lets you helps you identify any limiting beliefs or fears that you have, and being able to clear and work through them and clear them out. And that is going to be a daily habit. It's not going to go away. People at every level of income, so whether that's 100K or eight figures, everybody has these money blocks. But if you don't have the tools to clear them out, you just end up stuck, don't you? So of course. I mean, you've put in a lot of work though, Sam. You've put in the work, and you've totally deserved that success, to be where you are now, and even more, so you're just, now that you're in your full-time job, you've left your full-time job, you're in business full-time, just after, this is only your second month, isn't it? So what's going to happen to you in a year's time? So it's going to be amazing to see you grow. So thank you so much for that, Sam.
That was fun. I'm glad we got to hopefully help somebody else listening.
Yes, hopefully. It's been amazing to have you on. I love having guests on. It's always fun to have people on. Thank you so much for your time and for coming on. As I said, you totally deserve the recognition as well, because you've put that work in as well. I've just been here to guide you, but you've put in that work, because as you said, some of the exercises weren't easy.
No, and I think if they were easy, then everybody would be doing it and teaching it. But it is soul searching, absolute soul searching, isn't it? But it's so worth the outcome at the other end.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because I've done the exercises too, or I've coached, I've gone through, and I love it too. So,
and I know you've said that it would evolve. Like you can do these exercises. What your business looks like today, in a year's time, in 2 years' time, it might look different, and you can revisit once you have these exercises. Then you can revisit the process. Definitely. And keep evolving and growing.
Definitely, because I think for me, I think you need to revisit your goals, but that's your decision. But
they doubled from 100,000 and annual turnover being an absolute pipe dream. We suddenly doubled it to 200,000, didn't we? And it was suddenly like, wow, that is so achievable. It suddenly was like, not in a million years would I ever have a business earning 200,000. So, but all of a sudden that was extremely.
Yeah, you're going to get there. So yeah, and you might even, again, I say that might happen again. You never know, do you? So
yeah.
So exciting times for you, Sam. Thank you again for joining me, and thank you to everybody who has joined us today, or if you're watching us on the replay, drop us a comment, and also if you'd like to find out more about how I can help you 5x or 6x your income, then please do get in touch with me. You can send me a message or book a call with me. I'll put my calendar link in the comments after we've finished on the live. So I'll be back again next Tuesday, which is the 30th of March. Can you believe? I can't believe we're going into April. So in just over a week's time, it's gone so quick. So 30th of March at 5 p.m. I'll be back. So meanwhile, have a fantastic week ahead of you, everyone. Don't know what day I think it is. Still only Tuesday.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jenny. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.